Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, we've got a sweet tooth for loot. Boo. Did I scare you? Probably not. But hey, it's Festival of the Lost. Things are feeling a bit spookier than usual. I can't take a turn in the tower without running into a Guardian dressed for the occasion. Eva Levante has returned, mask and all. If you missed the rundown on our spooky seasonal event last week, be sure to read last week's blog article. Tuesday kicked off the Festival of the Lost, but we've also unveiled a few treats that will be coming your way in November. Beyond Light is opening the doors to Europa and renewing your quest for sweet, precious loot. In case you missed it, check out our weapons and gear page on Bungie.net and the trailer below. That's right, guys. If you did not see it this week, there's actually a weapon and gear teaser from Bungie, showcasing all the new exotics that are coming. I don't believe it's all of them because they didn't show Hawkmoon. But if you haven't checked out that breakdown, feel free to check the link in the description below. Moving on, Burn Bright New Light. Over the last year, there's been a lot of great feedback about the new player experience in Destiny 2. Currently, players are given a single mission to become acquainted with some basic gameplay and then let loose in the tower without much direction on where to go or what to do next. This led to some confusion, as many players didn't exactly know where to start. Who's that robot that meticulously cleans auto rifles? What do I do with these Ingrams? And what's a Zavala? The team has been working to restructure the on-ramp for Destiny 2, and today we'll be giving a small glimpse into the new light experience. Oh, thank God. Dude, it was confusing. Like, as someone who's a veteran player, obviously it wasn't that confusing for some of us, but for a new light player, there is not much description and explanation on pretty much anything, which was kind of like the Destiny 1 experience, right? Or at least D1 vanilla. Now, starting November 10th, players will start in the same way that most all of us have. A ghost will be on the hunt for the Guardian, they'll stumble upon you, and they'll revive you for the first time. What's different now is that you won't immediately find a ship. Rather, you're going to stumble into another Guardian who will also be in the wild. Shao Han is his name, and he's on a mission with his fire team to investigate what the Hive are up to in the Cosmodrome. He'll show you the ropes and help you find your way home among the gameplay and systems of Destiny 2. As a new player, you'll spend your first few missions getting acquainted with the state of the world in Destiny 2. You'll have opportunity to take a few weapons out for a spin, find Ingrams to try different armor and see our progression systems, and have some time to learn how to navigate the user interface to understand quests, bounties, collections, and more. All of this will happen before you set foot in the tower, and our hope is that this refreshed new light experience will give a much warmer welcome to Guardians as they play Destiny 2 for the first time. With the Cosmodrome coming out of Destiny Content Vault, this gave us the perfect opportunity to overhaul our new player experience. For veteran players out there, this will be a stroll through memory lane. While the Plaguelands are strictly quarantined per Vanguard orders, you'll still be able to explore much of what you remember from your first days as a Guardian. Running through the Moth Yards to collect spin metal, heading down the stairs of the steps to face off against powerful Hive Knights, and more. There will be occasional moments of discovery like stumbling upon a lost sector that you haven't seen before. If you're an existing player and would like to go through the new light quest, it will also be available for you November 10th. We're excited to see how new players react to our revamped new light experience, and for many of you to get your boots back on the ground in the Cosmodrome. Eyes up, Guardians. Okay, that's great. Obviously, we want new light players to also experience what we did back in D1. At the same time, there's gotta be some differences. Like, it can't just be copy and paste Cosmodrome. Considering to our knowledge, we're only getting the Cosmodrome in Europa. So Cosmodrome's got to be packing a lot more than what we just previously experienced in D1. Now moving on to mod modifications. We're a little over a month out from Beyond Light, 33 days to be precise. We have quite a bit to cover between now and then, from sandbox updates to how your various economies are being updated. Sandbox is always a hot topic of discussion, and today we'll be diving a bit deeper into the ways you customize your gameplay experience through armor mods. Armor mods are used to elevate your reload speeds, ability regeneration, and more to higher levels. In November, some of the mods you commonly use are being tuned. Some mods will be buffed, while others will be removed altogether. Here we're going to dive into a patch note preview of sorts with snippets of developer commentary from the development team throughout. All right, so we're starting off with energy type requirements. All of the weapon-oriented armor mods, hand cannon loader, fusion rifle ammo finder, etc., have been changed to be any energy type. Oh my lord. They actually got rid of elemental affinity. At this point, I've gotten used to it, but yay, about time, right? As a result of the above change, all arc charged with light mods now activate their second perk if you have any other arc mod equipped on the same armor piece, or if you have any other arc charged with light mod socketed in any other armor piece you are wearing. So from the developer commentary, removing the energy type requirements from weapon focused mods has been consistent piece of community feedback since Armor 2.0. 2.0 launch. However, doing so meant that every mod socket would be displaying 3 times as many mods at a time, which would become cumbersome. Yeah, this is all making sense. Essentially, guys, the main reason why we had Elemental Affinities was because last-gen consoles couldn't handle the large amount of mods that were going to be displayed. But now that we're actually pushing to the next-gen consoles, I guess this allowed them to do it. Obviously, they figured something else out. Beyond Light and all these things that are happening with this update are still going to be on last-gen consoles as well. So obviously, they figured something out. Either way it goes, this is something we've been asking for, though, since Armor 2.0. This change alone kind of warrants this as like Armor 2.5, something along those lines. Now, moving on to enhanced mod rebalancing. All mods that have an enhanced version of that mod, so for example, enhanced hand cannon loader, have had the base mod's efficacy increased to match that of the enhanced version of the mod. As a result, those enhanced mods have been deprecated, and the base mod's energy costs have been adjusted upwards slightly, but are still lower than the equivalent enhanced mods. Some mods have moved to different slots to create more competition for mod sockets across armor pieces. So for example, the fast ready mods have been moved to the arm socket slot. Okay. Developer commentary. We consistently see feedback that players often don't start feeling the impact of mods until they have an enhanced mod or 2 enhanced mods socketed. So to resolve both issues, we decided to raise the floor on the effectiveness of all mods to the point where players were more likely to feel the impact and to deprecate the 2 tiers of mods. This should also make having 2 different mods in the same category, say hand cannon loader and shotgun loader, socketed at the same time more appealing than it was previously, where players often needed to double stack the same mod to feel like they are getting any benefit. In essence, we are making enhanced mods cheaper and more accessible and deprecating the lesser mods. Okay, I'm glad they put that last note there because I was thinking the opposite from what I just read. Okay, enhanced mods are becoming cheaper and more accessible. Probably is going to allow us to stack more enhanced mods together. I don't think it's going to be cheap enough to stack 2 enhanced mods, or at least not 2 enhanced mods plus an ordnance mod, right? You can't have a recovery mod, enhanced hand cannon targeting perk, and enhanced shotgun targeting. You see what I mean? Or sniper. But you might be able to have enhanced hand cannon targeting and enhanced sniper targeting together. The fact that they're deprecating the lesser mods is, again, confirming what Bungie's trying to do here. They're trying to lessen the amount of mods, thus making it easier for last-gen consoles and even our current-gen consoles and PCs to handle the large amount of mods that are being displayed. And there's something there that causes the game to really reach high levels of instability. If you're a dev or have dev knowledge, let us know. I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, okay, it's just a mod. Like, what's the big deal? But for real, that's been the whole reason why Elemental Affinities have existed over the past year. Now, moving on to raid mods. Starting in Season 12, the Last Wish, Garden of Salvation, and the upcoming Beyond Light raid armors will now drop with a 5th dedicated armor mod socket that is exclusively for the mods related to that raid. Last Wish and Garden of Salvation armor acquired prior to Season 12 will not have this dedicated armor socket, but will still be able to use the mods related to that raid in the new Legacy armor mod socket. Anti-Taken mods from Last Wish will only function in the Last Wish raid. Anti-Hive mods from Leviathan's raid will be deprecated. Anti-Fallen raid mods from Scourge of the Past will also be deprecated. Holy hell. Honestly, this is something I think PvE players wanted. I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong. There were a select few PvE players out there that I saw on Twitter and stuff talking about this beforehand, saying they wanted to see those mods either left behind or gotten rid of. But the fact that these armors are now going to have that 5th socket just gave us a whole nother reason to still do these raids. And I think this is something a lot of PvE players have been asking for. Dedicated armor mod sockets. Again, this could lead into the pinnacle mods that they've been talking about, at least for trials. It might even cross over here to PvE. Now, moving into the developer commentary, the decision to give the raid's armors a 5th mod socket dedicated solely to its raid mods should not only make the raid armors a more valuable reward, but also should compensate for the restrictions on the usage of these raid mods, with the ability to use that armor to craft your build both in and out of the raid. Regarding the deprecation of the Anti-Hive and Anti-Fallen mods and the restriction of the Anti-Taken mods to Last Wish, this is something that we've had our eye on for a while. We consistently get feedback that faction-specific mods are highly unbalanced outside of the content they were intended to work for, in this case, the raids, which are being moved into the DCV. Because these are useful with any instance of a combatant race, activity designers and sandbox designers were constantly having to be aware of how these mods would impact the play of those activities. They have proven to be problematic in Gambit, creating a clear divide between the haves and the have-nots, and have significantly reduced the challenge of dungeons. With the raids that provided the source for these mods going into the DCV provides, we have the opportunity to gracefully remove these mods and their long-reaching consequences consequences. Last Wish, which was designed and balanced with its anti-taken mods in mind, will remain a part of the game and continue to reward players with its mods. However, to prevent those far-reaching consequences mentioned above, we are aligning those mods with other raid mods and making them function only in the raid they drop from. We've had a positive response to the more mechanic-focused mods from Garden of Salvation, and future raids will have more mods like those. Okay, so essentially the new mods are going to be mods that effectively help you in the raid. So for specific mechanics, think like oracles and Vault of Glass. You do more damage to oracles with the mod slot. You know what I mean? Combat mods. All armor released in Beyond Light in Season 12, all Last Wish and Garden of Salvation armor acquired starting in Season 12, and all Armor 2.0 and exotic armor pieces, including those already possessed by the players, will have a combat style mod socket. In Season 12, this socket will accept all Charged with Light and War Mod Cell mods. Holy hell. Out of everything that's been said here, this is the best thing I've heard. Exotics can now finally slot Charged with Light mods and War Mod Cell mods. Finally, now all Armor 2.0 armor acquired during the seasons 8 through 11 have had their seasonal mod sockets replaced with a single unified legacy mod socket that can still socket all Charged with Light mods and all War Mod Cell mods, as well as the Nightmare Hunt mods, Garden of Salvation mods, and Last Wish mods. They're condensing it. Now we don't have to worry about keeping a million sets of armors. Thank God. That's some good stuff. I like this. And with that, we've come to an end of our armor mod patch note preview. In the coming weeks, we'll shift focus to your arsenal. We have a handful of weapon archetypes that are being tuned with some hefty changes that may surprise you. Stay tuned. Yeah. The 110 round per minute hand cannons. Let's hear it, Bungie. Okay, guys. Look, this is going to happen. I kind of already was prepared to see this. Hive mods, Taken mods, Fallen mods, whether they're being deprecated or limited. This was something that was causing issues elsewhere in the game, most notably Gambit. Okay, Taken armaments inside of Gambit. You know what I mean? Now, however you may feel about that, I am very pleased to see that they're simplifying the Armor 2.0 system. It needed to happen. Like at this point, we've kind of gotten used to it, but for new light players, hell no. It was way too confusing. Elemental affinities especially. And we knew Bungie wasn't necessarily satisfied with it because they kept changing it season to season. There were updates frequently to our armor mods. So it was apparent that even Bungie themselves was not pleased with Armor 2.0. I'm really pleased to see Bungie address this though. This is the type of quality updates that has got to happen, hopefully with more frequency, but I'm still glad to see it. Again, all of this just further proves that theory that having all those mods displayed really did crash Destiny 2. Now moving on, we have the Festival of the Lost art and fashion shows. That's right, guys. If you want to look sexy and send it to Bungie, add them, and you can get one of these emblems. Look at that. Oh, I think I'm going to try. I think I'm really going to try, guys. I'm going to doll myself up, try to get sexy for a day. You know what I mean? Break out the red panties. You know what I'm saying, fellas? We're going to look hot. Bungie, throw it our way, man. Outside of that, guys, there's been some known issues. Most notably, Cypher decoders have had an increase in their drop rates. Bungie said drastically. I like to say bearable. It's had a increase in drop rates and activity completions that are bearable. Trust me, I could talk on and on about Cypher decoders. Spire of the Stars, though, and that little glitch we put out last night, it no longer works. Bungie was really on top of the game. I can't believe it. Dude, what is the deal, man? We find one little harmless exploit and Bungie just straight up yeets that thing, man. Within 24 hours. It's amazing how fast they move. And they act so slow elsewhere. Bungie, y'all act so slow, man. Y'all are Christmas year round when it comes to other updates. But if it's an exploit, my God, do y'all move quickly. Now, DMG leaves us with the final note. There's nothing like the buzz before the launch of a new expansion in Destiny 2. If we were in the office, we'd be feeling the electricity in the air at Bungie. Things are getting tied up. We're taking a magnifying glass to the content, finishing up our final test passes to prepare the next year of Destiny 2 for launch. Even in a world where we're working remotely, the excitement is felt in each meeting as we dot the I's and cross the T's. Soon it will be all in your hands, and we're right there with you as you embark on your first journeys of Europa. We hope you enjoyed a peek at the upcoming exotics earlier this week. We've had a lot more for you to see and a lot more for you to experience all coming soon. We know many of you are trying to plan some time off for the raid race, and we're looking to have some details on that next week. Stay tuned. Dude, it is really surprising that the raid date has not been disclosed. Someone said it today, and I think they might be right. The raid might get delayed. Some people say it might even get delayed to December. Again, though, we're just purely speculating here. We do know for sure, though, that the next raid will be on a weekend, on a Saturday, or maybe even a Sunday. But Bungie has already said that they're going to make it a day where everyone has a chance for Worlds First. And considering there's contest mode, honestly, everyone's pretty much starting at the same start line. I mean, some of us might be way over leveled, but contest mode is on. It doesn't even matter. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you like these changes coming to armor? bummer. I wish we had more specifics on the Cosmodrome, maybe some sexy pictures, you know what I mean? I just want to know if they've altered it, like, in any kind of way, or if they opened up new zones. Like, that's a big one. If you just, like, give it to us, but with new zones open up in the Cosmodrome, where the world map is accessible from different areas, oh, I'd be okay with that. I mean, I would like a little bit of flair to it. I don't want it to look just like it did in D1. I mean, come on, put a little grass on it, drop some leaves on it, maybe even a Christmas tree, man. We got Christmas in November. Hell yeah. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.